Well, they're both, what is it, 4-1? So they're both already guaranteed to be in groups.
Okay, so this match is more so for that sweet, sweet seeding in the group stages. We're starting off big. We got a Quake medallion already.
Yeah, top 3 medallion.
You know, it's always nice to get all 3 medallions out of the way early. But I've noticed that in seeds where you get all 3 medallions, you don't get as much information about, like, which, like, when you know, like, early Meyer plays or early T-Rock plays. Because so often you get, like, just that one medallion, and that's the one you need to get into Meyer, and you have everything else you need to get into Meyer, so you're like, okay, I get you, Logic. I'll go. I'll take the bite. I'll go in.
If I get all 3 medallions early, it also deprioritizes going to Dark Death Mountain. Because you already know you can get inside Turtle Rock when you get there. So
right, so you're trying to route that in as you're finishing up the game, because everyone wants to go like T-Rock straight to G Tower and stuff like that. So
yeah,
but yeah, so far both opponents making the same plays. Let's see what the next one is going to be. We're looking for rupees and bombs, and we got flippers in the Sanctuary.
Yeah, so Psigarde, interestingly enough, does not start at Sanctuary. Also, I'm digging this Invisible Man sprite.
Yeah, it's refreshing. I mean, when you're 4-1, you can kind of goof around a little bit, I guess.
I believe Psigarde has been using that
the whole time,
consistently.
Oh man, well.
Unless it was someone else, I don't know. I know somebody was doing it, and I thought it was Psigarde.
Well, we've seen some fun ones. We've seen, like, Purple Chest. Yeah, that's it. No, we've seen a lot of really good sprites. Purple Chest one is definitely, like, the most obscure one out of all, or not obscure, but, like, probably the hardest one to use, just because you're not even a human shape or whatever. You're just a box.
I wonder if every single sprite has been used in the tournament at this point.
I don't think I've seen the Derpy Pony or whatever. Not that one.
So, looks like the race game isn't going to be checked or completed anytime soon.
Yeah, I like this routing. Oh, hold on. Map check. I saw 2 crystals.
Yeah, I didn't see, but I did see that there is nothing good inside the library unless you want another big 20 to add to your collection.
Saw a crystal at Eastern, crystal at Desert, and I think Hera was blue. Pretty sure. But just as a reminder, these players are both 4-1, so these are both players that are already set, ready for the group stages. The outcome of this match is only for purposes of seeding in the group stages. So these players are still hoping to get a win out of this so that they can get, you know, a better group. But with V26, I don't know, seeding just kind of seems like like just fake numbers on the screen. Fake internet points at this point.
So I guess to go over how seeding works for groups, if people in chat are unfamiliar. Basically, the groups are gonna be composed trying to, like, spread out seeds. So, like, they'll place them in order from, like, group 1, group 2, or group A, group B, group C, and so on, from, like, the top seed all the way down to the bottom seed. And I believe the way that, or I think it might be alternating. Anyway, the point is that it tries to average out the seeding across all the groups.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe, like, a group with more 6 rank seed, or a group that has a 6 rank seed,
we'll have more. We'll have 3 ranks or whatever.
Yeah, it'll have like a 1-6, 1-5, and then like 3 4s.
Rubel, you're hurting my brain. Remember, I just woke up. Oh, I can't think about stuff like this. We'll just wait. We'll just wait. Let the admins do the. Hey, the bow. Hey, the glove. I want to keep the streak alive.
It's a pretty hype basement, though.
Bow and glove is pretty good.
Anyway,
we have Crystal Eastern, so, you know, they might still be looking for a lamp to continue the logic, but at this point, they will definitely full clear all of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pretty much go in there even if I don't have the lamp, like knowing that the lamp could be pretty much anywhere, but just being able to get the crystal out of the way is really nice, and you don't really know whether or not the logic is just going to place something inside one of the quote-unquote like originally available locations inside Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, about the seeding, I mean, a lot of very good players have gotten some pretty big losses. So
Mm-hmm. I
think
mean,
the
oh
groups-
wow, there's a first
nice.
sword, nice. I mean, like Andy's 4-2. Christos, he's what, currently 3-2 right now, and
Right.
going to be fighting for his 4-2 place. So
Yep.
at the same time, it's like all these. It's kind of like last tournament, but in a different in a different way of how the people got underseeded, not depending on their like, overall playstyle, performance, etc. Blah blah blah.
The weird thing about last tournament was that so many of the people in the tournament didn't have any rank going into it because they just seeded it based on SRL points, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did.
So you could have like stacked groups because you had a lot of players that didn't really do any races on SRL at the time, but got good very quickly.
And sometimes it just takes a tournament setting to bring out the best in people, or the worst.
So, interestingly enough, Psigarde is going immediately to the mountain without a lamp, or anything, or any way to progress past the first like 2 items.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like Ben is going to be doing. He just found a fire rod, which will actually make the sewers sequence in the dark a little bit easier, if he makes the shots correct. He'll be able to find that chest a little bit nicer because there is a torch in the corner. There are torches in the corners throughout some of these some of these rooms. But yeah, sequence breaks from both their players. Let's see who's.
I kind of like Benteezy's routing more, just because while getting that save and quit spot is valuable, you don't necessarily know where the flute is going to be, and that could easily make it not that valuable. But yeah.
Benteezy finding the mirror in the sewers. We've been seeing that item, like, I don't know. It's been something pretty big lately. And now, with the fire rod, a sword, and the mirror, he could sequence break all the way up to Pendant Hera if he wanted to.
That is true. Which makes me wonder if the lamp is going to be somewhere close by.
Either that, or we'll find the flute. But yeah, it really depends on. We didn't see anything in depth, so that doesn't give us any information yet about where the flute could be or lamp. So. And now Psigarde is going to be potentially making the same play as well.
I would expect nothing less at this point.
Especially when you get that. The fire rod is just saying, go do it. Just go do it.
And it looks like he's going to do it.
He's going to do it. Well, now the one thing Ben is probably hoping for is another 300 rupees. So he can clear all of Zora's domain in one go. Yeah. I wonder if these players were at all planning on doing the Houlihan stuff, but then finding the flippers immediately in Sanctuary kind of just immediately negated that potential.
Well, they do have the glove, so they could use the escape setup, which is what I typically like to do if I find the glove pretty early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just bomb yourself into escape, but we got a mushroom.
Yep, I wonder if we're going to be checking that anytime soon.
I've started doing, whenever I get mushroom this early, and I'll just do... It's a little bit harder when you don't have the boots, but I like doing the little fake flipper in front of Link's house. That little pond where you usually go to the Dark World to go to Swamp or do Pyramid Fairy. There's a little whirlpool there that'll take you up to...
Yeah,
the
that is
hut.
good.
It's a nice little check.
And you can even fake flipper there. I don't know if you said that.
Yeah, that was the whole point. That
Okay.
I fake flipper into the whirlpool. Of course, they don't have to, but I always forget I just assume players don't have flippers until they're in Swamp Palace, usually.
Yeah. So, I'm wondering if Ben is gonna bother going to the ice cave.
Oh, that's a good point.
I already commentated a race where that kind of ended up burning a lot of the players because they also, I think it was a 4-way, and they all got the flippers really early. Interestingly enough, Ben
It's
isn't even gonna.
Yeah, I don't hate it until like Zora, like the waterfall chest has what you need, but maybe we'll find like a lamp in the first chest in Eastern Palace or something at this point, or maybe. Let's see, how many chests are there at the beginning? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you could actually get. Well, no. I mean, you could, depending on how items place out, you could get all 3 items before you even have to go to the right side or check Armos. And so maybe the logic's like, oh yeah, come back for Armos later once you get that lamp. What are you doing? So that's always a potential.
That's definitely why I like to visit Eastern regardless.
Mm-hmm.
I especially love getting the so-called God Eastern Palace, where you get the big key before the big chest, and then 3 of the items with both of the junk items at Armos and in the vanilla big key chest.
You gonna get? Oh man, Ruble, you might get what you want.
I might.
Also, I like to been talking to Sahasrah real quick, find out where that green pendant is. It's not really the most valuable of information to have, but if it ends up being like Meyer or T-Rock or any of those places, you can start kind of picturing what the rest of your seed might look like, maybe.
I think like the absolute worst Eastern Palace is when you get all 3 items before the big chest, but not the big key. And
see, I prefer that, because then I don't mind it if everyone has to do the right side, or both myself and my opponent. Now, if it was a pendant dungeon and the worst case is when it's like, all right, either the last item is on the right side or at Armos. You got to make that 50-50.
I don't know. I just hate having to like go out of my way to get the big key. Always feels like such a pain.
Well, then it's just like Meyer routing. Is it going to be in the vanilla location, or is it going to be in that one chest next to the big chest?
Right.
Which one do I pick?
It's especially...
I pick neither. Can I just hover?
It's especially annoying when you can't actually kill Armos at that point, so you have to get the big key and then just leave.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's true. Well, we haven't seen anything of value in here quite yet. Just some dark rooms. But it looks like both players, especially with that fire rod, they'll be able to light the torch in that second room, which makes it a little bit safer.
Yeah, that's that room is a real pain.
Man, I wonder. I feel like one of the biggest changes in the more recent updates was the removal of light cones in the light world. I mean, that was like the big difference between open and standard originally,
right?
As well as the being able to start after the whole rain section. But it just makes you wonder how the logic changes so much based on having free light cones or not. Ew, that stinks.
So, interestingly enough, Ben won't have magic to use the fire rod unless he finds a pickup.
Are there no magic drop? Is there one maybe in like that Stalfos room?
I think there's there's no magic drops in the big room. There is a magic pot, I believe, inside the room, inside the dark room.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Psigarde better finish this off pretty quickly.
Oh my gosh, this is getting close.
Psigarde also...
I think he was...
kinda...
Oh, go ahead.
Getting kind of screwed there because the Armos was being a bodyguard for that Ruby room.
Mm-hmm. Ben got it quickly. He shot the Igor with the arrow, and then he's like, "Oh, now I know where he is," and now I can spot him. But yeah, I was wondering if Psigarde was planning on going into the room to get some rupees. It still wouldn't have been enough for Zora, but, you know, it would have been helpful.
Maybe they're gonna plan on doing Houlihan after this.
Potentially, yeah. Alright, Psigarde first to make it to Armos. With 40 arrows in hand, this shouldn't be at all a problem.
Uh-oh. The quick kill going off the rails, unfortunately. But again, 40 arrows.
And just 50 rupees, so Eastern Palace was not the play today. So, Rubel, what does that open up for us? What do we have left then?
Escape?
Escape?
Or not escape, technically, but the castle.
The beginning,
camps.
like Zelda's cell and all that stuff.
Agina Cave.
Uh-huh.
The mushroom.
Right. And I think we still have Ice Rock Cave and all of Zora's Domain.
Ah, yes. And sequence broken Tower of Hera.
Mm-hmm. So by that logic, I feel like I could see progression in Tower of Hera, but first we gotta find that lamp and or flute.
So we've got our first major route divergence, where Ben is going to turn in that mushroom.
Oh, and Psigarde hasn't done Mini Moldorn Cave yet. Let's see which one... Well, we know what's in here. The mushroom. It was in here. Let's see if our first fetch quest actually pays off.
I always kind of wish they would make it so you could just go inside after giving the mushroom instead of having to leave the screen and come back. But
yeah.
I understand why they didn't do it. And
there it is.
So
like
we still have a sequence broken Hera.
Yeah, because they aren't supposed to have that mirror yet. Right. So that flute that doesn't actually add any value yet.
Right.
Just they'll be able to route some stuff a little bit faster. You know, like flute down to Ice Rock Cave immediately if they want to. So yeah, we're still looking for that lamp for true progression, but wow, fetch quest coming through.
So I do like this routing from Ben, although I would have probably been happier if they decided to do Houlihan beforehand.
Oh, there's the hammer. Yeah,
but
I
finding
agree.
that hammer is definitely good. But again, that doesn't do anything yet, except...
Well...
No, it's a sequence broken Eastern Death Mountain.
Uh-huh, exactly. Do you follow the sequence broken breadcrumbs? Oh, there's a sword! There's the Master Sword! That's a good find. I mean, it's unfortunate that he won't be able to check Zora, but you just gotta bank on the fact that Zora's gonna have nothing. Just life lessons, hopefully. But yeah, as of right now, we're still looking for that Moon Pearl.
Yeah, Psigarde better hope that, well, number one, they get money for Zora, and number two, that Ben... or that Zora actually has something good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he could farm some rupees from this little cave right here. It's only 20 rupees each, or he can go do the dam, and ooh, he's gotta be careful. Crab's kind of giving him the business.
These crabs are very menacing, doing a full 2 hearts of damage apiece.
Oh, and he is going for the rupee.
Not a bad play.
20 rupees in here. He can do... Just has to do it 2 more times. It's a little bit of a time sink, especially if and when Zora gives you nothing, but it's nice being able to have that out of your mind for the rest of the game.
Yep, Ben is looking to hear the Swag Duck anthem.
Swag.
So, even though we can't hear it, I guess everybody in the chat, all rise.
Oh, nice.
All that farming for nothing.
Oh, and we got an audio change. We got to hear the end of the song. Oh, what a beautiful song. I'm already crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Psigarde. Spent all that time farming rupees.
I mean,
and then getting rewarded with 50 rupees. I mean, he still needs rupees, so it's not.
yeah.
You still want it.
So Ben is now going to be doing Death Mountain. I'm wondering if they'll decide to do Hera and Eastern Death Mountain. I think that's
I have a
the
feeling
play.
he's gonna go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Because at this point, it's either like this just feels like the correct progression. We still haven't seen Zelda sell. Moon Pearl could be, like in that first chest at the beginning of Hyrule Castle, easily.
As a runner, I think I'm typically okay with skipping the lamp as long as I have the fire rod.
I generally like any sort of sequence breaking that's either fake flippering or dark rooms. Because, that's just... And ideally, if you can do it, like, Laser Bridge or any of the, the Spiral Cave stuff, or Spike Cave, stuff like that, but...
Yeah, well, Spike Cave, since they added logic to it, to require certain items to actually go through it, there's more of a tell, like, you have a reason to go there because you found the cane or because you found the cave.
Right, yeah. Alright, here we go. We got Pennant Pod, and 5 and 6 are T-Rock and Thieves Town. So we will be needing medallions. We will be needing the other rod. We already have the flute. Definitely need the cane. Hookshot.
Likely boots.
we need a lot of stuff. So let's go find him.
Well, it's not down here in Hera Basement.
First one to find the stuff wins. Oh, and there it is! The lamp was on Zora. Wow. Huh. King Zora dropping some life lessons for Ben by not going to him. But this is good. This is good. So now all the sequence breaking Ben is doing is not really, it's fake sequence breaking.
Right.
Since we know where the lamp is, so...
But Ben doesn't know that.
Ben doesn't know that, that's true.
So their play might be altered, knowing that what they're doing, or thinking what they're doing, is a sequence break.
But hey, we take those. Now, I gotta say, I don't think... I mean, he could go do it after, like, Catfish, potentially. But at this rate, I don't think he's ever gonna go back to Zora.
Yeah, I doubt it. Unless this is, like, an exceptionally trolly seed, I don't think so.
Oh man, I gotta say, that was a very clean setup for the bomb jump. I've never seen it set up that way.
I still prefer the Yagamoth setup.
The double bomb?
Yeah.
Worth noting, Benteezy did just get a sub 130 in the no major glitches route, or speedrun.
Nice.
Like this week, so he's probably riding that high right now.
Sub 130 is the, gate time for, like, being a quote-unquote good time?
You can't call yourself a Zelda speedrunner until you get... No. Looks like Psigarde is also going to be making the same play.
Yeah, especially now, like, Psigarde knows this isn't sequence broken, like, and finding the mirror and hammer, that opens up a slew of items.
Something also worth noting, we do have an item in the basement. I wonder if Ben will go back in and check.
Nope.
Nope. That's a big no. Our players still don't have actual Dark World access. They're still looking for that Moon Pearl. And I find it interesting that they're both skipping out on Hyrule Castle, but, sometimes that Hyrule Castle is just a bust, and these Dead Rocks giving Ben a little bit of trouble.
So I doubt we'll be seeing the Riot Shield this time around, with the a shield upgrade on the Lonely Island. I'm really curious to see what's inside that Hera basement at this point.
Wait, what did we get from... We got a map from Moldorn, right?
Maybe.
Maybe? Okay. I'm just trying to double check. Because the first item was a piece of heart.
Right.
And then... Small key in the big chest. If Moldorn actually dropped an item, then I'm dumb. So... Oh no! Psigarde taking a fall. Okay, well, if Moldorn dropped money, then never mind. Hair basement is nothing. I apologize.
I was misled. It's fine.
Ben, it was a good idea you didn't go back into hair basement. I'm proud of you for not listening to me.
That's a very good idea.
That would have been a silly choice to make. Oh man, there's some value in those two chests.
Yeah. Blue mail is not something I sniff at.
Especially when you're still in that first row of hearts. It doesn't take long for like a boss fight to go completely wrong.
Oh yes, I have experience in that regard. So Psigarde...
What?
Oh, Psigarde's losing a bit of time by opting to do the vanilla strat rather than doing a bomb jump, but I don't disagree with that.
You know, I'd rather go up and fall down than fall down initially. I need to talk to Ben after this and get that strat from him. Yeah, Death Mountain holding nothing really of value, so at this point, you gotta be thinking that Moon Pearl is probably in Hyrule Castle.
Yeah,
Or
here.
Or on the pyramid.
Ugh. That would suck for Ben.
Yeah, that would, because he would have to go do everything else before committing to that. I mean, conveniently for Psigarde, he'll probably go to Agana and then do Hyrule. And he'll be able to just mirror back and then go straight up to Aga Tower if he finds nothing in there.
Right. So Ben is deciding, looking like we're going to Ice Cave.
He might actually go for the Zora play then. He's going to go ahead and do this. Yeah,
I guess.
I would assume he would. Why would he come back just to check Ice Rock Cave if he wasn't going to also check Zora?
Right. And the theory on gambles is, like, you know, don't go back on your gambles, right? And these players, I guess, have decided they're gambling on escape not being required, or at least Ben seems to have at this point. Nope. Sorry, we just got a bit debated.
Bamboozled again. Alrighty, well, Benteezy's got to hope that he finds Moon Pearl in Hyrule Castle, otherwise he's going to have to use that fire rod to do Agatar.
Would you do that, though?
It's not too bad. There are some convenient torches placed throughout that make it a little bit easier. Would I do it, though? No, I'd probably just forfeit it.
You can't assume that the pyramid has it. Like, it doesn't have to be Lamp at Zora, from Ben's perspective. It could be Powder, it could be Boots.
It could be anything. If this was version 18, you would assume it'd be on the pyramid, but...
Right.
This is the new dawn, a new day, and it's right there.
There you go.
Did someone say... Yeah, there's always something in that first chest right there. So that's good. We won't be seeing Aga, especially because we do have Hammer, so we'll be able to get to... you know, East Dark World. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this out, but this means that he's probably never going to get that lamp. Unless he routes it into Catfish.
Yeah.
And with, you know, Meyer, T-Rock, and maybe a trip into Pendant Pod, we'll be seeing a lot of dark rooms on his screen. So that's going to allow Psigarde to catch up a little bit, you know, save a little bit of time here and there.
Right. Even if you can do dark rooms, they'll still take longer than just going through them normally.
Mm-hmm. Now you got to be thinking with Lamp, Hammer, Moon Pearl, you know, and Bow, that pendant pod's probably looking pretty strong right now. Of course, you have all these other better dungeons you could do. Skullwoods. Oh wait, Skullwoods is also a pendant. Well.
Well, the meta now is to do Skullwoods regardless, so that's what I figure we'll be seeing. It's especially enticing because they'd have to take the long way to Thieves' Town without the mitts at this point. But Ben looks like they're going into Hype Cave right now, which I don't disagree with.
It's a slew of items right at the bat. But I gotta say, at least in this tournament so far, V26 Hype Cave has not always been hype. It's like, I don't know, like 25% from its heyday.
So it's like an H cave?
Yeah, I'd say so. Let's see what you did there. Alright, let's see what we find in quote-unquote Hype Cave. That's pretty hype. Oh, I will take that. I don't care what the rest of this could all be junk. Boots alone is hype. Oh, and half magic.
That's pretty hype, I think.
I feel like, okay, today, Hype Cave, you can be called Hype Cave. Congratulations.
Reasonably hype.
That's going to allow you to route stuff a lot faster. And, you know, it's that questionable, it's that choice you got to make. It's like, all right, do I go for the Village of Outcasts portal, or do I go Hype Cave portal? I mean, I like this route better because you could check this on the way to Village of Outcasts, mirror, and then go back into the Dark World from that side.
I like to do this routing in particular if I have the flute, because if I don't have the flute, it works out pretty well when you can bring the chest this way and grab all the items. But if you don't do that, like, or if you have the flute, you can just flute there anyway, so it's nice to be able to clear out all of this stuff.
Yeah, I think with flute and mirror, this is probably I'd say it's the faster way of doing this. And, well, the thing is, like, you don't want to put off, like, Hype Cave and all that stuff too long, because if you commit to doing all of Thieves' Town, you're like, oh man, what if something's in Hype Cave? Of course, most of the time there's nothing in Hype Cave, but this is the one time that Hype Cave is pretty hype. And Psigarde going straight for the pod play. This could be big. And the dungeon's always showing up these days.
So Ben, again, doesn't have the lamp, so that kind of de-emphasizes the value in Hype Cave, at least in my mind, if I were playing as Ben is. And yeah, Psigarde is taking the bait, like, immediately. Like, that's probably what I would do. Like, pendant or not, if you have all the items you need for Palace of Darkness immediately when you get Dark World access, it's kind of a no-brainer.
And we see it is bow-locked, so that kind of makes... Well, now everything in this dungeon is, you know, one tick slightly more valuable because they require one more item to get to. As opposed to the normal route where you get like a small key there and then like the first 4 chests are usually free and then the rest are all bow locked. Maybe we'll see Pendant Skullwoods from Benteezy, or he'll go straight for the Thieves' Town play, which is what it looks like he's going to be doing.
One thing about Psigarde's routing, though, is skipping out on Hype Cave. No boots just yet.
No boots. I mean, the unfortunate thing is you could have gone Hype Cave to Pod and threw in a, pyramid check along the way.
So, like, rooms like the one Psigarde just did are pretty grueling without boots, and this upcoming room, the big room, where you normally jump down from the bottom right, like, you could just bonk off of the wall and then up onto that ledge, and it saves a little bit of time. Yeah,
true. And just shoot an arrow across or whatnot. Benteezy lucking out, finding out our first model in the Dark World right next to where the sick kid is, so...
Is Psigarde skipping, like, going directly to Helmasaur? I wasn't...
Big Key was in first chest, so it looks like he's just saying, oh, well, I got the lamp, so maybe Helmasaur's holding on to something. I don't disagree with this routing.
Yeah, it's just interesting.
It's very interesting. It's oh wow, there's the ice rod. So that is it's got to be relieving knowing you already have both rods for Turtle Rock. Last thing you want is to have Turtle Rock access and no ice rod.
Yep, we're potentially what, 1-2 items away from Turtle Rock access.
Yeah. Still need the mitts, cane, and whatever medallion is required for it.
Mitts cane. 3, potentially 3, exactly, or always 2.
Yeah, he's really putting some emphasis on this whole Helmstar having an item play, which a lot of times we have seen him have, like, you know, Cane of Samaria or mitts or a rod. We've seen him have items. And you kind of have to look at this like, well, this is a pendant, but it's also a dungeon, and all dungeons have the exact same value in the logic.
Right.
For the most part.
And, like, plays like this, doubling down on Palace of Darkness.
He's going for bomb strats.
Bomb strats?
He was going for bomb strats. They weren't really working.
Anyway, like, recall, these guys are both already in groups. So maybe they're just having fun with it. Or, like...
Potentially, yeah. I mean, when you're already in, you can kind of just goof around and be like, I'm going to take all the stupidest gambles I would never take in a regular run.
These Master Sword strats on Helmasaur, typically I'd like to use the bow, even without silvers.
Oh, you do the 8 arrows?
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for some hammer pokes. Oh man, and only getting a compass, so this play not working out for him at all. Unless this ends up being a pedestal seed.
Yeah, which is a perennial chat demand.
Bless RNG.
Bless RNG. So going right back into pod.
That's the thing about Pen and Pod is it's a full-time commitment right here. Like, he's only got he's got so much he could do, but he's picking this one. And at the same time, I don't hate it. I think it's a fun, it's a good one to make because, you know, it could be one of those scenarios where you have access to all your crystal dungeons except one. You're looking for one more item, and it ends up just being randomly independent pod. And then, you know, you do that. With this, Psigarde could end up like go moding a later dungeon that Ben full clears.
Right. Yeah, I don't dislike this play at all. I love Palace of Darkness, although it's kind of lost its way a bit since V18.
I'm just waiting for the party in the back.
Yeah, that's the problem with Palace of Darkness. You need to get all your business done.
Your business. Well, we haven't really seen anything in Thieves Town for Ben so far. We've seen, I think, a second bottle, and that was it. So, I mean, he's going to get his next crystal, and it is one of the Pyramid Fairy crystals, so that's good. But you don't really consider Pyramid Fairy when you have a crystal 5 or 6 at T-Rock. But who knows? This could be one of those random seeds where you do T-Rock like midway instead of at the end.
Despite the look,
that could be big or not.
Well, that gives Desert completion at this point.
That is true. Once he gets those boots, he'll be 100% sure. Oh, and a Tempered Sword from Thieves Town. Boss Blind. That's a nice find.
Right.
Now, here's the thing that I'm wondering. What if the Titan bits are inside Desert Palace?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if those are in there, Psigarde has just made, like, the play of the century.
Oh, and the silver
those
arrows.
Silvers.
Wow. That's pretty big. I'm sure he wished he had that for Helmasaur.
Yeah. So let that be a lesson. Don't do Helmasaur before clearing Palace of Darkness. Ever.
Ever. Oh, never mind. They're right there. Okay. Wow. That is huge.
So Palace of Darkness was the play.
Well, that ruins the whole Desert Palace option out. Now I'm disappointed. I was really hoping Mitts were going to be in there because that'd be awesome.
It might still be the play. I wouldn't be surprised if Psigarde goes to Mire area soon and then mirrors back and does Desert. Psigarde is not doing that, though.
Yeah, this is just one of those moments where you look at your inventory. You have bow and hammer, and you have a lamp. I mean, of course, they didn't actually need the hammer to do anything in Palace of Darkness of value, since Helmstar didn't have anything, so... Even just a bow alone is enough. Unless it's a pedestal seed, right?
Unless it's the red cane on the pedestal. That's what I'm thinking.
That is a potential. And the nice thing is Psigarde will be able to check the pedestal with that book while he's full clearing Skullwoods.
I don't know if I agree with what Psigarde is doing right now. Going to the pyramid and Catfish right now. But again, they might just be playing around, doing stuff that they wouldn't normally do.
Just arrows. I mean, it's unfortunate that the boots are literally like, they're right there. They're just one screen away. A couple screens for you. Can make this a little bit easier.
Imagine if Psigarde never goes there.
Never goes to Hype Cave?
Yeah.
Just goes, what's he gonna do?
Just check Catfish and... I don't know.
Who knows? This could be technically, by the logic, a bootless seed, and the boots there were just for fun. Maybe because he's invisible, he's lost his way. Because how can you see if you don't have eyes?
That is true.
Honestly, I'm wanting Ben to make Psigarde's route right now, so he can go right in and get his lamp. Alright, let's see what Catfish has. And it looks like Benteezy's gonna have to route back to look for that second item. Only a red rupee from Catfish. Alright, Psigarde, what's your next play? You're gonna be able to route all this Dark World stuff a little bit easier. And
so starting at Link's house is a good start. Picking out the flute is a bad idea.
I like this. Oh, I don't like this. You might be going straight for Mire.
Ice?
Is he? What? It's Psigarde. What are you doing? I don't hate this though. I mean, if I knew where the boots were, knowing where the boots are, I want him to go there. But this is comical. I like this. I like these plays. Because, I mean, Mitts did just unlock this dungeon.
They did. Psigarde is just intent on debating us all today.
The funny thing is, we'll get to the interview, and he's like, no, those are all calculated plays. I was not just goofing. I'm like, what? Oh yeah, Ben never checked Lumberjack, so he's going to go back and check that. Yeah, it's just unfortunate, though. He could have a tempered sword if he went and did Thieves, but who knows? Maybe we'll find the other sword in here. Early Biggy's kind of nice. I don't know, Ruble. Do you think you'd rather see, when you don't have a hookshot, you'd rather see a small key there?
Right.
But who knows? Maybe we'll find small key at the double freezer room, or maybe Psigarde just has that nice bomb jump that he knows for the hookshot room.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know whether or not Psigarde knows these bomb jumps. Earlier, we did see them opt to not do a particular bomb jump, notably losing a bit of time to Ben. So it looks like Ben might actually be picking up the lamp sometime soon.
If he makes his way all the way to Catfish, which he might, he does have the means to get there from this direction.
Maybe not.
But I could easily see him do King's Tomb and then bail.
I could see King's Tomb, then Catfish, and then, just go directly to Palace of Darkness. That meaty Palace of Darkness play is just too irresistible.
Well, Skull Woods, as far as I know, was a bust, and he'll be able to turn in that green pendant on the way to Palace of Darkness if he does it. So,
That is true. So, I would expect to see Palace of Darkness play now.
yeah, this is a little scary for Psigarde. He doesn't have any safeties. He's only got 7 hearts and Master Sword. This is. I gotta say, guys, it's pretty ballsy.
Does have the blue mail. That's you can't tell.
It's nice, but that's not. It's not gonna do as much. I mean, you know what? It'll save you from taking 4 hearts of damage from a Cold Stare Kiss. Oh man, only a map. Oh, this is intriguing. I've never seen it set up this way. Oh, nice. I like that. Well, we are going to see that bomb jump that I was talking about, so that's good.
And we're not going to see much on Ben's screen, at least in dark rooms, anytime soon.
Yeah, not going for catfish. So we will not be getting that lamp. It's one of those things where if you skip it in the light world, they're more than likely not going to be going back there.
Right.
Ooh, hopefully this works. All right, good. Whew, 2.5 hearts left.
Wait, Ben is now going back?
Interesting.
Are they just...
I guess it makes sense, because then after Zora, he'll be able to just save and quit, as opposed to... He wanted to get that pyramid check-in early.
So no green pendant? Or is that next?
Don't worry about it, Rubo. We'll get there. These things take time, alright?
Ben artificially inflating his bone counter, unfortunately. Just to get a big 20, but we'll be getting a lamp.
I think Psigarde just picked up the cape, so that just suddenly unlocked Spike Cave.
I wasn't paying attention to Ben's screen when they checked Spike Cave, unfortunately. But I assume it's nothing good.
What are you talking about? We haven't seen Spike Cave yet.
Not Spike Cave, sorry, Bumper Cave.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, also Bumper Cave. That's a good point. Actually, Ben did... He did check it. I don't think there was anything there.
Right.
Alright, he's got his lamp, and he's heading straight up to... Flute to somewhere else. Yeah. Saved it. And Psigarde's gonna head up here, probably to drop down to get some extra fairies. Or just some extra health in general, because this is looking a little scary.
Not a bad play.
Oh, this is gonna work out perfectly for Ben. You know, that's the thing, is that late lamp not really gonna make much of a difference. It really depends on how the rest of this Ice Palace goes for Psigarde.
Yeah, now I'm a little worried. Like the Ice Palace gambles. I mean, it's a crystal. Like he has to do it, but at the same time, like a go mode Ice Palace versus a slow mode Ice Palace is staggering.
And Sahasha only handing over 5 rupees. Aw, I'm a little disappointed. You know what I wanted to see? I want to see some Sword Beam strats. That would have been nice.
That would have been especially nice, only having the Master Sword. Hammer Cold Stare is not a fun time.
Ooh. Alright,
especially...
he can take... Jeez. He can take one more of those and then... Oh, no! This is falling apart.
Yeah, that's almost death. Death is certain.
Jeez, okay. Oh, there's one down. Oh man, that icicle bout nailed him. That's 2! Goodness. Is he gonna pull it off?
I think so.
Oh my gosh! That was so clutch. Woo.
Being rewarded with another compass.
And a lovely crystal. Man, that one heart, that Ice Palace challenge. Only 7 hearts. I can't say I would have tried that. No sir, Bob. Now I wonder if he's going to take that cave elsewhere.
Please go to Hype Cave.
Please.
I'm using my telepathy, or not telepathy.
Would you kindly?
Whatever. I'm using my psychic powers to tell you to go to Hype Cave.
Isn't telepathy a psychic power?
I think telepathy... I don't remember. I think that's just like you can read their mind. You can't like... Nah. Looks like we're going to the buyer area anyway.
Okay.
So I do
well,
not
the thing
have
is,
6 cents.
If Meyer is Quake, he can't get in there because he doesn't have the boots or a hookshot. So, and it is Bombos. All right. No Meyer yet. Yeah, this is probably one of the most unique routing I've ever seen from a player. Especially putting off the Thieves Town play, because Thieves Town is like your safety. It's like, oh, good, Crystal or Pendant Thieves Town. I could just do this right now. It's so nice.
Yeah. So the book, or finding the book in Palace of Darkness, was kind of a troll in a way.
Well, he hasn't used it yet.
Although I guess both the book and Myths were in there, so both of those granted access to Desert with what they had at that point.
I wonder if he'll check Desert despite not having the boots. It might not be boots required. Also, you know, it could have something at Bombos or Ether. And maybe if he does the Thieves Town Skull Woods play, we'll get to see a pedestal check, or he might just beat Skull Woods and hope there's something in the pedestal. If he does a blind pull of the pedestal, then we know that he's just goofing.
Yeah.
Oh, and a nice hammer jump from Benteezy to wrap this a little bit quicker. He'll be picking up his Titan Mitts here shortly, followed by Book and Silvers. And then he'll bail out without having to kill Helmasaur. So, if there's something at the pedestal, that's huge. It's going to be huge for Psigarde, because Ben is not going to... He has no reason to fight Helmasaur King at this point.
Right.
Well, not at this point, but once he finishes getting all the items in here. Dream is still alive, maybe.
Yeah, but that's just putting off the Hookshot Cave check. Or not Hookshot Cave, Hype Cave check.
Ruble, it almost sounds like you think that they should know that boots are there. He doesn't know. And look, you don't even need boots. Boots aren't even required, guys. As far as we know.
It's gonna be a go mode versus slow mode seed. Or race. I mean, who does a check Hookshot Cave? Like, seriously. I mean, why do I keep saying Hookshot Cave? Hype Cave.
It's like people that mix up Swamp and Skull all the time, myself included.
I do that.
It's a very common thing to do. That's why I think it should be called Sewer Palace, because it's not a swamp, because Meyer is a swamp. And it looks like a sewer. Sewer Palace. Sewer Dam. Not Swamp Dam. Come on, guys. Can we rally together to change the name? I'll put up
the SP, though.
We can call it Soup. Sewer Palace. Soup. Easy.
Soup.
Yeah. Can't forget that.
Depends on what kind of soup.
Now, I don't want to derail this commentary or this race, but what is your favorite kind of soup? Real quick.
Let's see.
I said real quick. There's no time to think. We got Zelda going on.
Chicken sausage gumbo.
Is a gumbo a soup?
Maybe.
I guess depending on how you serve it. Anyway, New England clam chowder. Moving on. All right, Psigarde heading into the Landmola fight to get his, let's see, what, 3rd crystal. Ben gonna be, oh, he's actually going for the full Helmasaur clear. Did he skip any chests, or is he just committing to it?
Guess they're just committing to it.
I mean, he has the other pendants, so he's kind of already in that mindset, like, hey, pedestal, why not?
I sure hope this isn't a blind pedestal pull collusion.
Oh yeah, we already did see one collusion earlier. Oh, what? What was that? Was a really glitchy looking sword. What happened there? Cool. So other sword at Landmole. So both players, once they accomplish the other crystal dungeons, will both have gold sword by the end of this.
It's nice.
There is an actual collusion, but we saw in the Gem Firime race that they both went to a particular chest first in G Tower. I won't say what, so you guys can go watch it or watch it back. But
yes, which chest could it be?
collusion is the negative way to put it. A gentleman's agreement is the better way of putting it. All right, Ben, you gonna go straight and pull that pedestal? You better. I hate you. Why do you do this to me? Stop doing the opposite of the things that I'm telling you to go do. I'm trying to use Rubel's telepathy, which I also pronounced wrong. But hey, at least he'll probably go right into the desert right now, and well, he has the boots, so he might as well go ahead and go in regardless. He has all the means to complete it, whether it's boots required or not.
So, Psigarde might be getting that blind pedestal pull pretty soon.
He is finally going to Village of Let's go into Skullbits first. But there's a crystal down there. That's fine.
There's also boots. Boots, please!
It is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this kind of play to put off Village of Outcasts, or even just that whole South route, Stump, Kid, Hype K, all that stuff. It's a rare sight to see. I wonder if at the end of this he'll do like Purple Chest all the way down, just to make that route even slightly slower.
At this point, I'm over it. I want Psigarde to never see boots again. In this seed.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I thought that was a little harsh.
In this particular seed number that has been obfuscated via encryption and or hashing, I'm not entirely sure which.
You're using some big words there. I'm having trouble following along. Can you dumb it down for me, please?
They changed the numbers into some other numbers.
Like a Ouija board?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. I mean, Halloween's over, but we still have time to get spooky.
Carcat is weighing in, it is hashing.
Alright, so let's shut up for a second and talk about what items do we need left to beat this game. We still need Ana Samaria. We still need Bombos. I think that's it. I think those are the only two. Well, we don't know what we need for Turtle Rock, so we might still need another medallion for that. And we need Hookshot. So Kane, medallions, Hookshot.
I really hope this isn't a pedestal seed anymore.
I really hope we get 2 blind pulls.
Even though they both have the book.
Yes. It easily could have been like, hey, we're both 4-1. You want to go ahead and blind pull the pedestal?
Sure, why not?
But how do you even, set that up beforehand? Because you never know if it's going to be, Pendant T-Rock or something.
Who cares? Just do it. Seeing our
Benteezy paid off his gold sword.
First gold sword. Every time I look at Psigarde's stream, I'm thinking that they're using the cape.
All the time.
Yeah, then I'm getting confused why they're taking damage.
Or why their magic's not going down.
Yeah.
I want to point out the huge discrepancy or difference in heart containers from these two players.
That is.
I think Ben has double the health that Psigarde has.
I believe 2 heart containers were in that aforementioned hype cave.
Hype cave? I've never heard of such a place. Please. Tell me more. Apparently Psigarde hasn't either. Well, he'll more than likely, after doing this pedestal pull, which he's going to do, obviously, he'll probably route down to Hype Cave and hopefully pick up the hookshot from the pedestal, which we're going to see from Ben first. It's going to be close, though.
Yeah, it's very close at this point.
Blind pull, blind pull, blind pull, blind pull. Don't. Oh, come on, guys. You guys are jerks. What a bunch of jerks. These guys playing this. And it's the hook shot!
Goodness. Why?
How?
Why this seed?
How do you get... Oh my god. Can we just DQ both these guys? I gotta walk away first. I'll be right back.
Let's ask Feasel for a new seed right now, I think. It's the only fair way to do this. Ah, goodness. So yeah, both of our runners getting their hook shots, interestingly enough. That opens up Swamp, which is required. I still need Bombos and a Cane. So I'm thinking at this point the Turtle Rock Pyramid Fairy play is probably dead. So Psigarde checking the Bumper Cave location. Ben looks like they're going to Dark Death Mountain.
Well, we'll finally get to see what's in Dark Death Mountain, as well as finding out what that medallion is going to be for T-Rock.
Yeah, if it's Ether, I hope it's Ether now. Just
yeah, same. I hope it's Ether, and it's Ether's like left side Swamp Palace or something disgusting.
So Ben,
I'm still mad. That's funny though. So where was Ice Rod? Was in C-shaped house, right? If I recall correctly.
Yes. Psigarde will probably be doing that at some point, but who knows? So interestingly enough, the gentleman's agreement to do the blind pedestal pull was actually like the most optimal routing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it explains why Psigarde went immediately to Pod, and why Ben... Well, it made sense for Ben, because he already had the first two pendants.
I think, outside of skipping Hype Cave, going immediately to Palace of Darkness was a good play. Like,
yeah, regardless.
No memes, like, no jokes.
I mean, when you have the bow and lamp already, it's like... Because, as we recall... Oh, there's Bombos, so that's Meyer and apparently T-Rock Access. Apparently T-Rock was also Bombos, so no Ether.
So we're just looking for Kane at this point.
Let's see. Yeah, so for Dark Rooms, I mean, the lamp was required to get the hook shot, or get the kill Helmasaur to get the hook shot, but also to get Titan Mitts. So. So just remember, guys, if you have the bow, and you have the lamp, and you have access to Pod, and I guess a hammer.
Do it. Every time.
It. Doesn't matter. Oh, there's the cane. Wow. We're in go mode.
Is that go mode?
That's go mode. 1 hour, 3 minutes.
And that's gotta be Kane!
He did the
thing. We got a special guest star.
Ryu himself. He just couldn't get enough commentary from this last one. Oh, what a guy. Alright. Go mode Kane of Samaria it's a good one, because that means that we'll be able to go mode not only T-Rock, but at this point, Ice Palace, Swamp, Meyer. That's... So Ben's looking pretty good right now with his routing options, so he gets to go mode 4 crystal dungeons. Wait,
Yep.
how often do you get to do that?
Not that often in B26.
And especially with, I mean, oftentimes T-Rock, I mean, you might get to skip partial laser bridge. But Go Mode Swamp and Go Mode Ice are always amazing. Go Mode Mire really, really depends on Mire.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what Psigarde's planning on doing immediately after Thieves Town. Because there's not a whole lot that's open.
Mm-hmm.
There is Swamp. There's also Hype Cave, which, you know, you know my thoughts on that.
Yeah. Well, at this rate, I could see he could.
And there's Dark Death Mountain and the Ether Tablet. So...
Right. Well, we know where the stuff is. The last two items both he needs are in Dark World Death Mountain, so of course we want him to go there. But based on how he has to set up, I could easily see him route Purple Chest and all that stuff all the way down to Hype Cave. And maybe go into Swamp. Maybe. So, but yeah, this is looking like Ben's game to win.
Yeah, I think at this point, going to Death Mountain again for Psigarde would potentially be the optimal play. Like, assuming, like, like Hype Cave is the furthest thing.
Well, if he did that, he'd likely hit Go Mode, yeah, and probably never get the boots. So he's always going to be slower without the boots.
So we might actually get a Go Mode versus Slow Mode race.
Mm-hmm. And at this rate, you know, Ben's going to save so much time being able to Go Mode stuff right now, while Psigarde is still full clearing, and he still needs to do overworld stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, and still, the huge health difference is astounding. Where did you find all those hearts?
Yep, 14 hearts, blue mail, and butter sword. There's not much that's gonna give you much trouble at that point. Even have the little Fisher Price shield to block tridents and arrows.
We take those.
Wish they had a shield that blocked fire bats.
I wish we had a shield that blocked Beamos beams, you know, like in other Zelda games.
That'd be nice.
Though I guess this was the first... Were there Beamos in the original Zeldas, or no? I don't think so.
I believe this is the first game to have Beamos.
Okay. Because I know you could block Beamos beams in Ocarina of Time with just your basic Hylian shield. So why couldn't they reverse? Why couldn't they have, you know, thought ahead and done it earlier?
Mm-hmm. Well, that Hylian shield has a whopping 90 defense, so it should be able to block those Beamos shields.
Beamos are the green statues that shoot lasers and are really awful in the Gauntlet in G Tower, as well as other places.
I know, at least in Wind Waker, you could actually kill them, or at least, like, break them.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you could shoot out their eyeballs. That'd be cool if you could do it in here, since they do kind of rotate. Has anyone tried to kill them with an arrow?
There are times when I hit
I think
one
we're way
with
past
silver, and it looks like they take damage, but I guess not. So yeah, unlike Psigarde, who decided to more or less full clear ice, Ben will have the luxury of just diving straight down.
Yeah, based on this, Ben, I could see him finishing maybe with a sub 130. I mean, these dungeons, despite being in Go mode, they still take a little bit of time. And we had to do full... No, it can't be... I doubt it can be a 130 then. He still has 3 more dungeons to do. But fortunately, he won't have to check any more overworld, since he has gold and silvers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Carcat's bringing up an interesting point. You can hit the Beamos beam with an arrow and actually get stuck in the beam. Something I noticed similar to that is you can hit lightning.
Oh, Vitreous's lightning?
Yeah, and you'll see like the arrow like just fly
Yeah, I've seen
fly
that.
off to like the right or left.
That always looks super comical. I'm assuming it'd be the same with Aga 1.
Probably.
Can we get an update in the randomizer where you can get that lightning ability? I want my sword beams to just be Vitreous lightning.
That'd be pretty sick.
That'd be great.
Psigarde is finally about to activate, well, I guess not go mode. Go faster mode.
Go-ish. Actually, no, this doesn't change anything. Since we don't need these boots. But hey, that half magic is nice.
I
yeah,
don't know that.
It just comes down to, oh, well, yeah, there's still the torch in G Tower. But yeah, this is just one of those, like, difference in routing things. Ben made the play on checking Hype Cave immediately after getting Dark World access. Or at least that was his first thing he did. Lucking out, getting the boots that early. Oh, and it looks like Psigarde is going to be going for the full Swamp Palace clear.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah.
There's, like, nothing good we haven't found yet, except for, like, powder, maybe?
Mm-hmm. Don't forget the shovel and red tunic, but mostly the shovel.
Oh, I never forget the shovel.
Can't forget. And huge difference in Cold Stare fights from our two players. When he got Gold Sword and half magic. Actually, when he got Gold Sword.
Yeah. I am still very impressed by Psigarde's Cold Stare fight.
It was definitely more exciting. Kudos to surviving. I mean, if things got worse, or he could have even potentially used like pause strats to avoid some of the icicle shots. So yeah, for people just tuning in, Benteezy is in Go mode. He found his last two items, which were the Bombos Medallion and the Cane of Samaria in Death Mountain. Cane of Samaria on the Ether Tablet, which they got the book from Palace of Darkness. And Bombos, I believe, was the last chest in Hookshot Cave, in the Hookshot, where they found on the pedestal.
No, I just realized Palace of Darkness had, like, insane value this time.
Yes.
Because even the book led to a required item.
Well, you gotta look at it this way. There's 3 pendant dungeons. The other 2 pendant dungeons were both 2-item garbage dungeons. 3 items if you count the green pendant. So Palace of Darkness had to have the stuff. Or it didn't.
Don't talk about Skull Woods that way. Somebody might get upset.
Hey, Skullwoods is it's pretty bad. I hate it.
Yeah, I never seem to get any real value going to Skull Woods. I see like all these amazing pulls in Skull Woods, and I get like a big 20 and a heart piece.
Good old big 20. I mean, that's another thing is once they got into the Dark World, they had the ability to complete all the pendant dungeons. So you got to be thinking pedestal. Now, at the same time, Psigarde, after getting the book, he could have gone and checked the pedestal right away. To have gotten that extra bit of information. But, I mean, they both checked the pedestal at the exact same time, pretty much. And got their hookshot. I can't get over how funny that was.
So, the jury's still out on whether this is going to be a relatively quick mire or a pretty trolly one.
2 keys here. I feel like this is going to be an item or the big key.
Oh, there's your favorite shovel. Or my favorite
Yay.
shovel.
Now you can go dig up the G Tower big key. Because that's probably where it is.
Key Sanity. Let's do it.
Can't wait for the Key Sanity tournament.
Yeah.
That'll be next fall. Oh, there it is. Alright, that's a decent mire.
Yeah,
You can avoid checking the right side or avoid checking the vanilla location, then you're pretty good. Psigarde finishing up Argus.
Not
Gold sword
getting
hand.
not getting the quick kill. Although Ben still had a 2-cycle Argus.
Oh, is Ben
But-
using the quick kill?
Yeah, holding the sword out and just timing the hook shot pulls.
Oh
There's
no,
also-
Ben! Ben having a little trouble in that room. Taking a shot.
Yeah. The
A
hit
fireball.
on the Samaria blocks are weird,
Yeah,
to say the
they
least.
kind of are. I feel like they need to make that switch like slightly bigger or something. Oh, nice! I like that. That dash right there was clean.
Yeah, it's not even the switch hitbox that's confusing. It's like what causes Link to push the block out of the way instead of just walking past it is just very confusing to me.
So it sounds like we need to fix Link's hitbox too. Can we just make them both like super small?
Yeah, like a Toho shooter.
Sweet.
You can get like the little dot in the center of Link's sprite that represents the actual hitbox.
So Ruble, how
Oh, there we are.
oh okay, we're back.
But we do not have sound.
It looks like Psigarde is going to be going for the left side as well. He's committing to that full clear. It's just an unfortunate scenario for him.
Yeah.
And Benteezy clearing up Meyer, I'm assuming with the quickest of kills. He even switched to his mirror so he can get out quicker.
Ah, here we are.
I'm assuming... I wonder... We didn't get to see it, but I would assume he used just silver arrow strats. Based on his arrow count, maybe? Alright, then heading up to take on that last crystal dungeon. Really good time, so that 130, maybe he'll get... I don't know, how long does it take to clear T-Rock and... Well, it still really depends on where the big key is in both dungeons.
Right. That's something I personally don't know, like how long Ganon's Tower takes, for instance. Like, on average.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't
It'd
think
be kinda-
about it.
It'd be kind of nice to have those numbers, just so you could be like, well, let's see. This dungeon will take me longer to clear, so I should go do a different... you know, if you start crunching the numbers whenever you're routing. If you want to be that big of a nerd. Which I do.
Nah, I think I'm fine just being a regular size nerd.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Benteezy has the blue cane as well. I'm assuming he picked that up in Meyer. And he was like a couple pixels off, so he had to use Bombos again. Psigarde checking the Bombos tablet. Getting a red rupee, nothing else. Alright, let's see. What kind of T-Rock are we going to get today? Of course, you always want to see Big Key in like the first 3 chests. Because then you could avoid checking the middle chest and potentially avoid Laser Bridge entirely. But we will never know. There's Psigarde heading up to Death Mountain as well, where he'll finally get his Cane of Samaria and Bombos Medallion.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It's happening. Don't worry, guys. We'll get it fixed for you guys as soon as we possibly can. Keep the magic going.
So I'm wondering, I mean, we might not even see it at this point, whether or not Psigarde will actually hit up the Ether Tablet at this point.
Well, he's doing Dark World Death Mountain right now. Well, about to. Oh, by the way, Benteezy did pick up Powder in the Chain Chomp room.
That is nice, especially going into Ganon's Tower, although, 14 hearts, you probably shouldn't need it.
And it is... I don't think we've seen the big key yet. So it looks like it's going to be a vanilla big key, maybe? Assuming he's going over here.
Did Psigarde have some... It looked like Ben was just chilling out at the entrance to this room. Oh. So we've got turbo functionality enabled, it seems.
I mean, you gotta go fast. It's alright, guys. Bear with us for a minute while we get this set up.
We're very quickly seeing what's in Hookshot Cave for Psigarde.
Well, he's about to pick up his red potion and his bombos. We still need him to go back over and check Ether, which I would assume he would. Because, I mean, bombos gets you into T-Rock, but without a cane, what's the point?
Yeah, Psigarde with the annoyance slashes, but looks like they'll be in go mode in less than about 30 seconds now. So it looks like we've got a forced laser bridge on our hands, which, not surprising. And Psigarde is about to enter Mire, about a full dungeon and a half behind at this point. It is a moderately quick mire, so it's not too slow, but I think with the safeties and the equipment that Ben has at this point, it's gonna be hard to catch up. We see our third and final medallion in the laser bridge. I think the only item we're missing at this point is the second place boomerang. So with Gold Sword, a zero cycle Trinex is actually very possible. And it looks like Ben is going to be trying to do just that. Although taking a body shot from big old Trinex kinda deep sixes that idea. Ooh! Ben taking a death. So Ben actually took the or checked the big chest, so it doesn't set them back that much, but it's still a pretty big time loss, and it might actually set them on tilt a bit. That was a very unfortunate Trinex. It did not seem like it should have shaked out like that.
Alright, what'd I miss?
Ben actually took a death from Trinex. Got bodied a couple times.
Oh, wow.
Tried to go for the zero cycle. and got bodied.
Didn't set
by
up the safety door.
And got bodied.
Didn't set
by
up the safety door.
Nope. So,
Oh man.
but they took the big chest, so they have like the midpoint.
Mm.
They're already basically back at Trinex.
That's got to be frustrating.
Yeah.
Especially when you have 1,000 people watching, Ben. People don't forget. No, I'm kidding. It happens. Speaking of which, we got Psigarde going into Vitreous with 1.5 hearts. He's just trying to clutch this out every single boss fight he can.
Yeah, although with the silvers, I don't necessarily think death is in the cards. Getting bodied again.
That RNG, it'll get you sometimes.
I guess not bodied, headed. He got headed by Trinex.
I believe the term is bopped.
Bopped.
He got bopped.
Oh my goodness.
That's scary. But GG! Ben getting his last crystal after he gets his last map. Well, second to last map, maybe. And Ruble, it seems we have a little game coming up.
We do.
That we like to play.
We do.
I think it's time to throw out your guesses, guys. We got 22 chests coming up for you, potentially. And one of them has the G-Tower Big Key. So throw in some numbers. If you guess right, kudos to you. If you guess wrong, kudos to me. Because I'm never wrong.
So you're taking every number but the one everybody is guessing.
That is wrong. Yes.
Okay. 126 G-Tower entrance is still nothing to sniff at. Even with that Trinex death.
Yeah, and if we get a quick G-Tower, I mean, this could still... I think 130 is out of... Maybe if you hadn't died to Trinex, could have been a little closer. Chest number 1, small key. Chest number 2, small key.
So looks like we're going to be seeing a standard meta route from Benteezy. Wondering if we'll be seeing a certain meme. Nope. Going directly to the 4 chests on the right side.
No tile room today. Because as the rule is, tile room is always last.
Unless it isn't.
Unless you're a goofy gambler.
Or have a gentleman's agreement.
Chest number 3, compass. Chest number 4. 5, there's the other map. 6, 300 rupees. Alright. You guessed 1 through 6, you're wrong. You have to leave now. Get out of here. What if the bot timed out people who were wrong?
that would be... That'd be mean.
That'd be awesome. Chest number 7. That sounds like something I'd do. Psigarde making his way into T-Rock. Though he's a little too far behind. Eight, small key. 9! It was 9!
It was
Just
9 in the race, I believe, just before this one, too.
Congratulations to whoever got their correct guess, because that means I'm also right, because I also guessed 9. I just didn't type it. Haha! We all win. We're all winners today.
Dang, Dr. Bob-tastic is cleaning house on that leaderboard right now.
It's almost like he's got hindsight. He's got that commentator dev tools. Alright, well, Ben's got a quick ride up the gauntlet. Plenty of health. He's got 14 arrows, so, you know, he still has to kind of use them wisely. Half magic, gold sword, easy game.
Yeah. We weren't entirely sure, but we're pretty sure he used arrows on Cold Stare, and honestly, with the Butter Sword and I guess Ben didn't have the cape at that point, but even with like the blue cane and the half magic, I think like dash strats might be good just to conserve ammo.
You're talking about Vitreous, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right, okay.
That's like Cold Stare.
Yeah.
Dang it.
For those that don't know, Cold Stare is invincible to silver arrows or arrows of any kind. Ruble.
That is true.
It's okay.
But I was
I forgive
talking about Vitreous, Big Vitty.
Big V, my boy. Just kidding. I hate him. Actually, Vitreous is alright. He's not. I like seeing those low percent Vitreous fights though. Like when Vitreous is holding the bow. Those are always fun.
Skipping out on the refill there to try and get a 1 cycle Lambo 2 kill.
Oh, and he got it.
Goes
I like
up
the
front.
stalling. The stalling he did. The 2 sword slashes were to stall to get the Medusa head to shoot at him so he could line it up without taking damage. Good stuff. Psigarde making their way to check the big chest. Now, I wasn't here, but was Laser Bridge required for this
Yes.
G-Tower or T-Rock?
It was. Wait a second.
He forgot his big key. Oh, no. I was like, why is he skipping the big? Oh.
Yeah. About that.
That's unfortunate. But it happens.
See, in A Link to the Past,
Don't.
to beat the dungeons,
Don't do that.
oftentimes
say
you need
No.
you need a key that is larger than normal.
There are. He could have thought he was in Swamp Palace. Mistakes were made. But yeah, it's true.
I still like want to start calling the small keys big keys and the big keys huge keys, because like, have you ever seen one of the small keys? Like, they're like bigger than Link's arm.
I don't know if that's going to catch on. I mean, you could certainly try to make that a thing, but I don't think that's going to be a thing. But you
Yeah,
can try.
probably not.
We'll be here.
I just thought it was.
We got a support group for that. That's a Moldorm 2 down. Easy peasy, no falls. Bomb upgrade in the last chest. Now you gotta be thinking, you didn't check any chests along the way in the gauntlet, but you did check the last one.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, that's so weird. It's almost like it's a what's it called? A meme? No, that can't be right.
I believe it's Mimi.
Maymays? I believe those are dead. The best kind of meme is a dead meme. Alright, only getting 2 from the first cycle. Oh, nice. Blocking that blue ball immediately, but only getting a single. Another blue ball. Another single. 2, 1, 1. Just get a 2.
Psigarde is like permanently on low health, but this time they have powder.
He's always at 2 hearts. Or 2-ish.
Ooh, getting anti-fairy block there.
Thank goodness there is a magic refill on the way to Tridex. Alright, Benteezy heading into the Ganon fight. It should be an easy one, with gold sword and silvers.
Yeah, I don't see this turning out poorly for Ben at all.
You know, we gotta humor everyone by saying Ben could fall and give Psigarde a chance to catch up.
Yep.
And then fall again. And then get a couple Ganon hugs. And then fall a 3rd time. And then accidentally softlock the game somehow. And then fall a 3rd time. Well, actually, by then, I think Psigarde would have been done.
And then activate EG and disqualify himself.
He needs to go check the pedestal one more time, just so we can read that boing boing boing. Alright, easy phase 3.
With the re-edition of Ganon teleports, it's about as easy.
Everyone's favorite
It's just
RNG.
more annoying.
We got one.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not the setup he wanted. He's wanting him to go across, but hey, a couple free ones right here.
So we got a triple on Ganon. That's
Yeah,
something
that was
desirable, right?
That was an incredible triple. A little slower than your usual triple, but still a triple. There you have it. As far as we know, once he walks through that, he's holding up the sword, so I can't imagine him falling. But GG's to Benteezy with one meme of a race.
Yep, good game.
Finishing with a time of 1:35.11. Almost got the sub 1:35, but you know, mistakes were made. Trinex deaths were had. But yeah, GG's both of these runners. Hope you guys enjoyed this stupid race. No, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yep. See if
Oh, and it looks like Psigarde is going to go for the right side play. And we're going to go ahead and pull Ben in. Hello, Ben! GG!
Yo,
I'm so mad at you right now.
I'm mad.
Did you guys plan that? Did you guys plan that?
What, the seed? No.
The pedestal stuff.
Oh, absolutely not. So,
You're giggling. I have reason to not believe you.
so, I don't know if the record is on the stream, but me and Psigarde are both 4-1. So we
Yeah.
both advance regardless of what happens in this match. So when I saw that Skullwoods and Harrow were two of the pendants, they're 2-item dungeons. V26 tends to have stuff in 2-item dungeons. I was like, I'm probably gonna wind up doing those dungeons anyway. So when I caught the pendant for Moldorm, I was like, I contemplated just falling off and not catching the pendant, but I was like, what if it's pedestal? So I catch the pendant. And then I go to Skullwoods, I go straight to the back, because I'm like, it's green pendant, if the items are the back, I get to skip the front, I want to stay in Dark World anyway, so I'm going to go straight to Skull. Unfortunately, I had to do one chest in the front, but it wasn't a big deal. Catch the green pendant, Skullwoods had nothing, Hera had nothing, green pendant was nothing. I was like, really? Is this V26? So when I found the lamp at Zora, I was like, oh, that means nothing that I've done so far is a sequence break. So that means I can't actually have both these pendants, and I can't actually get the third one. So I went, when I realized all the items were, the Helmholtzer did not have an item, I was like, I'm doing it, I'm pulling this pedestal for the chat, I don't care. And then I contemplated reading it, and I was like, should I read it? Let them know what it is, or should I just pull it?
Well, okay, so Psigarde had, the first thing he did when he went into the Dark World, if I recall correctly, was go to Pod. That was the first thing he did. He already had the lamp by then because he routed Zora differently, so he had money for him, so he had the lamp at that point. And he went straight for Helmholtzer first, like skipping the back section. Like, what is this route? We'll have to ask him about that. But then eventually getting, Book, Silver's, Mitts, and then the next thing he did was go straight to Ice Palace. But we're like, are they just goofing or something? We were thinking you guys are just goofing around since you were both 4-1. Or at least Psigarde might have been. I don't know, we'll have to ask him. But then, you guys both went to the pedestal at the same time.
Did we really?
And both blindfolded it. So that's why we were like, and then it was hookshot. We were like, come on.
That's actually hilarious.
So we were like, did they discuss beforehand that they were both going to go for a blind pull, and then it just happened to also have a required item? But that's
great.
That
oh
is
my god.
I mean, when we saw you dropping bombs and, pulling out the book, but then not reading it, we were like, he's just messing with us. What a guy. So that was
I was
amazing.
definitely messing with the chat at the pedestal. But I was really happy to see that it was required, because that meant like everything I had, because I felt like I had been routing really, really well. I just hadn't found anything. So I was like,
the tickle beam? That's what it's called on the credits? Yep. I've never seen that.
I think it's a reference to Super Metroid, the grapple.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense. Honestly, the biggest... Psigarde had a really strange routing throughout, but one of his biggest downfalls was he skipped Hype Cave until like an hour and 10 minutes in, so his boots were really, really late. And then, instead of he full cleared swamp instead of going up to Death Mountain to get Bombos and Canis Samaria. But other than that, I mean, you guys were pretty close. It was really hard to tell just because of. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I thought that might have given me a slight advantage because usually when people have Hammered Glove access, they go from Village of Outcast. So, like, I was like, hopefully he goes Village of Outcast, and then if you never got his mirror because it was in the dark, I don't know if he sequence broke it too.
He did.
Yeah, I was like, maybe he didn't get his mirror, and then like his routing gets really awkward for him. So I was like, I think I had like a few advantages throughout. I thought I had thrown it all away when I died to Trinex. I was like, well, there goes my lead. I'm gonna have to like, hopefully not get unlucky in GT with the big key.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I felt like, because the way I routed throughout maybe like the first 40 minutes was like so clean. Like I don't think I save and quit at all except to like leave the like Zora area and stuff. I don't think I had to like death warp anywhere or like skip anything. I was able to get every chest like in order, like just going in a giant circle around Hyrule. But I didn't get anything. So I was like, if Psigarde went straight to Ice Palace or something, or straight to Pod, and that had the items, like, he's just gonna beat me, because I didn't find anything in Hera and Skull and the overworld, etc., etc. So I was really worried there. But then when I got the hookshot off the pedestal, I was like, oh, so my route was perfect. All right, cool. And then it worked out.
Psigarde just tried to hover Moldorn too. I think he's gonna try again. Yeah, I mean, you ended up getting to Go mode 4 Crystal Dungeons. It doesn't get much better than that.
I haven't seen that in a while. Almost sub 130 of Pedestal Seed.
And it would have been so easy to go into Ice or go into Swamp, because you never can predict that the last Go mode items you need are both in Death Mountain. Like,
actually,
not too far away from each other.
And then I was like, what am I doing? There's like 8 items on Death Mountain, and it takes like 30 seconds. Why would I go to Swamp first? And then I like it mirrored like right above the dam and floated away. So I was like, this is pointless. And
it was interesting because Psigarde ended up saving Thieves Town until like the very last.
Really?
They had a very clutch Cold Stare fight with only because there was a huge like difference in health because apparently all the health was in Village of Outcasts, because he had like 7 hearts for Ice Palace and whatnot. But
how much earlier than me did he get the Moon Pearl? Because I figured he would have had it like a few minutes before me.
I think you got the Moon Pearl first.
Yeah, he
right?
was first.
Yeah,
by like a minute maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because like escape was like the last thing I could do in Light World before. I was like, well, this is probably the lamp or something. And
yeah, it was interesting seeing the lamp location, because we were routing like, all right, well, Hera is a sequence break, but then the lamp was found. I think one of the more safer sequence breaks to do is the dark rooms, like in Overworld stuff.
Yeah.
And then Flippers in Sanctuary, kind of like, I don't know if you. I don't
full
you
intentions
do
of doing Hula Hand.
Okay.
And then I opened
quit
Flippers.
after you got the Flippers, you're like, well, that's ruined. So that was kind of funny.
If I get bombs or rupees early on, like in the first 3 or 4 chests, like I don't do Hula Hand, but it was like arrow capacity, heart piece, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Flippers. And I was like, I'm not gonna go hope that the crab has bombs. I'm just gonna go Hula Hand. And then I got Flippers, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm gonna go farm bombs then.
I guess so. It was funny, Psigarde actually farmed the 20 rupees from the cave right outside Ice Rock Cave, and then immediately went in Ice Rock Cave and got another 50, which would have saved he could have saved him a couple trips into there. But yeah, he had that lamp early. Honestly, I think it really just came down to what I said earlier with late boots and full clearing swamp. And, well, he full cleared swamp and ice.
Ooh.
Oh, he was trying to set up the quad, but instead he took a fall. Oh no.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's okay. This stage doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, 5-1. How's that feel? Who was the one person you lost to? Was Wolfie, right?
Wolfie because I missed Hookshot Cave. Like, I completely forgot Hookshot Cave existed. Like, I walked past it 3 times.
Oh yeah. I remember watching that because I was like, the rock is still there, so clearly you haven't been in there.
Because
you were like, oh no, if I lift that up, I'll just get a fairy. No big deal.
yeah, at that point, I still hadn't gotten used to like thinking of Hookshot Cave as its own separate location. I think of it as part of Death Mountain, like during the ascent. So once I've done the ascent, it's like just out of my mind. Especially if Hookshot or Boots is in Turtle Rock. I've actually lost multiple races because of that now. So, but I learned my lesson with Wolfie. Hopefully it won't happen again.
Well, you got some time to relax now. With 5-1, you'll get a pretty favorable seed, hopefully, for your group. But at the same time, Rubel and I were talking about this early. What is seeding in Randomizer these days, anyway?
Well, I mean,
because we've got some heavy hitters that are going to be fighting for their life in the tiebreaker, or are sitting at 4-2. So it really doesn't say much, because in V26, for the most part, anybody can win a race. They just got to get the most lucky and not die to Trinex.
The first and second place from last tournament are 4-2, aren't they? So
I don't think Christos has had his race yet.
Oh, okay.
This week, so I think he's still 3-2. But
so if he wins this week, first and second will be. ACM was 4th, I think, and he's 5-1, I believe. I don't know what Andy's score is.
Andy is 4-2.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like,
but yeah,
you almost want to be 4-2, so you don't fight the other 4-2s.
No, you don't. Oh God, Saiga!
He walked off.
he bow dashed and forfeit.
Okay.
GG.
Good
what a
game.
way to go. Let's bring him in here.
Good forfeit.
Psigarde, please.
Oh, man.
Was that... I don't think that bow dash was... Were you trying to moonwalk and then it just didn't go well?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done that before. You didn't want to fight Ganon a third time? You could still dot undone and keep going.
Nah.
Can you?
Yeah. I think.
No, I don't think so. The race bot finished the room.
Well, I stand corrected. GG's. We were talking with Ben. We thought you guys both did a blind poll of the pedestal at the same time, so we thought you guys were in on some sort of funny joke that you were going to blind pull the pedestal at the same time, or not at the same time, but just in general. And then, oh man, the joke turned into a hook shot. Woo! So that was hilarious.
That's actually, I thought that was insane, but I guess it actually paid off.
Well, it was. I gotta ask though, because your routing throughout once you got into the Dark World was very unique. Yeah, that's a better word. You went straight for the pod play, which definitely worked out. And then went straight to Ice Palace, which worked out in the end because you didn't die with that very clutch fight.
Yeah, I was super nervous.
Yeah, I bet. That's terrifying.
Like, as soon as I saw the pendants when I went to Hera, I saw that I could do them as soon as I got Dark World, so I just planned right then and there that I was going to do a blind pull pedestal.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
And then when I was in pod, I found the myths, and I was thinking, maybe I should go to Ice first.
Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of following breadcrumbs, as the term is these days. But you just got to make sure you follow the right ones, because the only thing you found in there was the cave, and the cave didn't really lead to anywhere.
Yeah.
But the real difference maker in this seed was definitely the boots, because Ben, the first thing he did was go to Hype Cave when he got to the Dark World, so he had boots very early, which ended up saving him a lot of time. But still, it would have been a pretty close race, regardless.
As soon as I found those boots, I pretty much knew I was behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was interesting seeing Thieves Town being such a late play for you. Is that a normal route, or is that just how you decided to do this one?
For this one, it's just how I decided. Like, as I said, I already knew I was gonna go and do pedestal and then the mid, so just a detour to ice, and then I just felt like doing Skullwoods first.
And then did that pedestal hookshot, and then at that point, I mean, you did get your tempered sword was at Landmola while Ben's was at Blind. But yeah, I guess other than the boots, the bigger routing choice that ended up not working out was full clearance swamp as opposed to going up to Death Mountain where the go mode items were. So Ben got to go mode, I think swamp, ice, mire, and T-Rock, while I think you go moded just mire and T-Rock.
Yeah, that's correct.
So, but yeah, it's how the rando goes. Well, fortunately, regardless of this outcome, you guys are still moving on, which is an amazing feat in this tournament with the kind of competition we've got in this one, and especially with the lineup of people that are, only going to be going into the tiebreaker race already. So, I'm sure you're excited and nervous, hoping for a good matchup in the group stages.
Everyone is too good.
Are you going to be using your Invisible Man for the remainder of the tournament, or was that was just for today?
Probably I will keep using it. I've been using it for every single match so far, except for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, I've been using it for every single match except for the first qualifier.
Oh, okay. Because qualifier was serious business, but now it's all just fun, right?
It was only the very first one, and then for the remaining qualifiers I did with Invisible Man. Because I did 3 of the qualifiers? 4?
Oh, gotcha. Well, either way.
I hope B27 comes out before groups so I can use some of the new sprites.
Same.
Oh yeah,
There's some
yeah,
really cool
definitely.
ones I've seen that are on the list that aren't available yet. But yeah, GG's to both you guys. Was a really fun race to watch. That pedestal, jeez, every time.
That's still funny to me.
But yeah, any final words for our viewers?
Look forward to my matches in the next group. And thanks to Fiesel, and thanks to Willard, and thanks to Rubel, and dude, and everybody that works to make this tournament happen, because I definitely don't put in my part.
Hey, you provide the entertainment, so that's a part.
School is too hard, man. It takes up too much time.
Clearly should drop out, become a full-time Zelda runner.
It's a full-time Zelda admin to help with the tournament.
It's optimal, all right?
No, but yeah, they're putting in so much work, and they actually have lives as well, so to put in that much time, all of you, thank you so much.
No problem. Well, Psigarde, any last words?
Thanks to everyone, and GG's to Ben.
Yo, GG, Psigarde.
GG's. Alrighty, guys. Well, that is going to do it for us here on Speed Gaming for now. We actually have a couple races going on. We got F. Brona and Solsky over on Speed Gaming 2, and coming up, actually on here, right after they kick me off, is GamerCal versus Elminster.
That should be good.
That should be a good race. I believe they are both 3-2. I think. Fighting for their chance to stay out of the tiebreaker race. Let me double check that real quick before I say too much. Yep, that seems to be the situation.
Yep.
Well, Rubel, thank you so much for joining me, or allowing me to join you, however you want to put it. And shouts to Dude on Tracker as well.
Yep, same.
Good stuff. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Stick around. More rando coming at you. Adios.
Later.